I'm back for my red velvet cake redemption. I have another order for a red velvet heart cake, and I am days ahead of schedule, and I'm going to get this right, okay? Even if I only have to make it 2 times, I'm like, that's in progress. Everyone is asking me what went wrong, and I'm like, girly, I don't know, okay? I think I can just make a recipe and do it better than anybody. I clearly cannot. This time, I tried to further prepare myself by doing more research because cake and baking is very scientific, and you know, science was never really my favorite subject. So we still have some stuff to learn. I changed a few things on the 3rd batch, one of them being baking soda. I had a little bit left in a container and it didn't say it was expired. I didn't think it was expired. But you know what, 3rd time, I was like, screw it. I'm opening a new box that I know is gonna work. I also didn't use my stand mixer and I fully hand mixed it because according to a lot of articles I read, it's very easy to overmix red velvet cake. And to be so for real, I used a completely different recipe. Those are the things I did for the 3rd batch. Now let's go over the things I'm doing for the new batch. It has also come to my attention that it is best to use natural cocoa powder, okay, which you'd be like, why aren't you using natural cocoa powder? And it's because I use a high-fat cocoa powder for my chocolate cakes, so I was like, this is obviously going to translate well with red velvet. Wrong. Don't use that. Don't use a high-fat cocoa powder and don't use a Dutch processed cocoa powder. There's something with the higher fat having less acidity, and we want that acidity because we want the chemical reaction between the buttermilk, the vinegar, and the cocoa powder. Oh my god, I'm so sciencey. Also, to be clear, the chemical reaction is what gives you the natural red dark hue to the cake before we all started using gel food coloring to make it brighter and more apparent. But that's why the cake is called red velvet. I don't even think I have enough sugar for a 2nd batch, so this needs to go well. But also feel free to not listen to anything I'm saying right now because this could not bake properly. And also after my last video, like I wouldn't trust me with any baking advice. Natural cocoa powder. Be kind to me, please. Don't make me regret this. Also need buttermilk. You can make buttermilk at home, it's super easy. You can use lemon or vinegar. So I need 1 cup of buttermilk. So for 1 cup of milk of your choosing, you need 1 tablespoon of vinegar. I dump that in, I stir it, and then I let it sit for 5 minutes. It's gonna look really weird and kind of like cottage cheese at the top, but just roll with it. I mixed the whole thing in the mixer. Maybe I should regret it, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know. And then in like 20 short minutes, we'll know if I messed it up again. I've been sitting in front of the oven this whole time because I'm a helicopter parent, and dare I say, I think it's going well. Now with all my baking out of the way, I can just exist peacefully. They're actually so pretty. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I'm so happy I was able to do this in one try. Like, I feel better than everybody, to be honest. And I'm even more excited to decorate this cake. Once the baking is done, it should be smooth sailing from there. Knock on wood.